You see all the backlash Draymond Green's getting for this comment about the WNBA? I'm gonna go back to what Bill Burr's been saying, but literally, there is all this feminism, and all these feminists are out there acting as if they really care about everybody else, or they care about women and women's rights and everything. But the WNBA's fans, and you can use Corona as a fucking and that's what people are gonna do. Oh, nobody shows up because it's Corona. No, nobody shows up because it's not fun to watch. You can get the same exact thing out of a WNBA game that you can get out of a freaking high school basketball game. Or a college. I would say college, but they can dunk in college. Who wants to see women play basketball? Nobody does. Not even feminists are packing stages to see women play basketball. And I'm not trying to be some asshole. But that's what I mean when I say we should just stop and realize we are different. It's not fun to watch you play basketball, honey. For real. The same way they play, women play basketball, as a fan, spectator sport, is me joining a men's baseball league. There'll be fans there. It'll be great. I'll have a good time, and I'll feel accomplished after I'm done. But at the end of the day, I know, and they know, I'm really not as good as I could, at the best they could possibly watch. I love watching sports. NBA, I'll watch it every once in a while. It's hard because I like playing video games too, but still, if I am going to watch something, it's going to be sports or the playoffs or whatever. Either football, NBA, or something funny. But, or a documentary or something like that, but that's few and far between nowadays. Especially with all this freaking woke stuff that's being put out now. It's everything has to teach you something. It's dude, oh, I never looked at it like that. Maybe, no, I'm going off of what I see in the world. I'm going off of how I feel about, things and everything like that. When I was growing up, it was even now, it's dude, I can't sit here and take everybody's, what they feel about how, the way that they're, I can't sit here and tell myself in my head and be, apologize for things that, I didn't mean to say, but it could be took that way. So now I'm sitting here trying to, talk as if I'm typing. I feel that's the big, a lot of the stuff, this is just a side point. But, everybody, the text messages and how much people, with social media and everything do, it's everybody's taking words as if they're word, written down. They don't take intention. They don't take anything into it. They just take how it could have been meant. So then, and I think that has a lot to do with somebody not having the whereabouts to have a good conversation and talk to somebody and have, what we've been doing since the Stone Ages, a decent conversation. So what they do is that since that, a conversation makes them so uncomfortable, they sit back and they think in their head of, and I've done this before when I was younger, I think in my head of, the conversation, I replay it back in my head of things I could have said, things I shouldn't have said, things I feel bad about saying. But instead of them doing that, they're taking every word that gets said to them and twisting it as how they mean that, why they say that, and what they could have meant by saying that. It's I really feel that's what's going on now. It has to be. But that's just a side point, regardless. I'm just saying, with the WNBA, Draymond Green is not wrong whatsoever. Who wants to watch the WNBA? They shouldn't be they should not even be attached. If they weren't attached to the NBA, and weren't owned by the same person who owns the NBA, they would not be a league. I've looked up the numbers, that every team loses money, except maybe one. You're telling me that if any company I worked for, lost money, they would lose they would go under. But the fact that the NBA has been just banking off of their males, it's making it to where they have to they're to where that's keeping them afloat. But the fact that the men are drawing in so much money doesn't mean that you guys get to say, "Oh yeah, well we want it too." No. Chill out, man. Why does... I don't know. Why does it have to be everything is just, But how is that empowering? You didn't make the money for yourself, but you deserve the money. Your entire league loses money. We're at an all-time high in feminism and feminists. But yet, you can't pay women to go to the WNBA shows. Pull it out a little too far. Nobody wants to see it. And then even big time sports fans and all these liberals that keep saying stuff, they keep acting as if, I don't know. I can't sit here and I'm not going to sit here and talk politics or whatever. What do you want me to back up? I see you. Fuck you. I pulled out too far. People behind me fucking doing all this shit. Because they were pointing at me, though. I don't know. Regardless. I was wrong there. But just like this person. I was wrong there. I understood it. I backed up a little bit, and they acted like I didn't see them, and then wanted to honk at me as if they were there the entire time. It's what the fuck are you talking about? You can keep... Dude's pissing me off, man. Shit's fucking hilarious. Regardless. Alright. Back to what I was saying. And I made sure that the blinking yellow light stayed on them until I turned. Just so they couldn't make the light. I don't know. That was kind of petty, but at the same time, don't do that. What are you doing? I understand, I was whatever. I thought I could make the yellow light. Didn't. Had to slam on the, not slam on the brakes, but I ended up having to stop past where I was supposed to. Okay. Now, instead of just pulling out, I'm not going to take a left. So, okay, I'm going to sit here. I'm not far enough to where they can't turn. I don't know. Regardless. Maybe I'm the bad guy. Anyways, you know who's the bad guy? WNBA players who don't understand that they're not the reason that their company makes money. The WNBA loses money every single year. Every single year. And it's why? I don't know. And then for Draymond Green to sit here and get all this backlash about what the hell he's saying, he's not wrong. Can we just call right for once and stop worrying about all this extra, politics behind it? You should not make more money if you do nothing but lose money. Like if I worked at a shop, let's say this, if I worked at a shop and every other shift, like let's say I do production right now, so that's what I'll say. Every other shift, their numbers were 100 to 150 parts per hour. Or it's never that big of a gap, but like 130 to 150 parts per hour. And I came in every day and I made 60 to 80 parts an hour. Why do I deserve as much money? Huh? Please tell me why I deserve as much money as these people who are like doubling and tripling my profit. Especially when women don't even make a profit off of women's basketball. Literally the entire reason why women have a basketball league is because it'd be unfair if they didn't. Literally. Because somebody said, dude, well, girls should be able to play too. Is it not why? Who knows, dude? That's how I feel it is. That's why I feel that they should be. Like, I just don't get it. Maybe I'm not intelligent. I'm not educated. Whatever people want to say stuff like that. But I do understand business. And I know if somebody was losing me money and bitching about how much they get paid an hour, I would never keep them. No, me personally, as an employee, I wouldn't do that. I've never owned a business, but I can tell you as an employee, I am way more likely to get fired if I'm bitching about how much I make, especially if I don't make the company any money. Like, let's put it this way. If I'm an employee, which I am, and all month I've missed one day a week, or one day every week this month. Let's say that. I would never, I would not ask for a raise during that month. Not even during the next month. Like, if I miss one day every month, or one day every week for an entire month, let's just say that. In my heart and in my mind, I would not ask for a raise for at least 3 months. At least. And that's only if I had no fuck-ups the entire 3 months that I was doing good. Or that I was making it on time and, doing my job. That's how employees are supposed to be. Why not actually make the company money? Do stuff to get yourself more, publicized, more out there and cared about. Instead of just complaining that, I don't get paid as much as men do. We don't want as much as men do, but some of what men do. Bitch, you don't make no money. We are struggling to keep your stupid little games afloat. Stop complaining. And Draymond's really getting some, backlash from that? We at least want some of what men get. How about we bring you down to about an hourly wage, babe? How about that? We'll give you $100 an hour for every hour you're playing in a game of basketball. How about that? That way we can actually make some money off of you guys. Because nobody wants to see you. You guys got friends and family in the damn crowd like it's a local rapper's fucking concert. Come on, man. What are we complaining about? I don't know. It's just sad to me to literally see all these people out here and just because it's women, it's taboo. Because they're so oppressed, but yet They have all the power. So I was just telling my girl. It's like, she's like, oh, well, she's like, men are nasty because your brother's sister, or like my brother's best friend died, right? And his sister has slept with 4 of his best friends since her brother died. And I was like, dude, like, why are men nasty for that? I said, the woman holds the power. Literally, a woman can sleep with somebody, say she didn't want to, and then, like, sue that man for rape. Like, say she felt forced. That's all she has to say. I felt like if he wouldn't, there might be something he did to me. Or just anything. Like, and that is, like, enough to say it was rape. And non-consensual, even though they said yes, took off all their own clothes and did something. Not saying that this ever happened to me, because it didn't. Just because, like, I don't know. I don't give women the time of day. You know, but like you've seen cases like that. Kobe Bryant, to be exact. I don't know. I'm not trying to like bring up all this shit into this, but it's like, dude, like women hold all the power, but like they're so oppressed. I don't get it. It's like everybody wants everything to be fair, as long as the people who, like, men are the bad guys, but yet men made your entire company what it is. You know? Men, like, straight men, they're just bad people. But we should get the same amount of money, or close to, or at least some of what they get. No, because if it wasn't for them, you would not have a company to work for. There would be no possible way to televise women's basketball if it wasn't for men. But yet they're just such the bad guys. They're like terrible people. Just because they're there. And they're the easiest people to pick on. How do you pick on somebody? Like, how do you defend yourself when you're so easy to pick on? Or so easy to be the problem? It's so easy just to point at men and say, hey, that's the problem. And you can't defend yourself because you don't know how to defend yourself because it's so, like, blasphemous. It's like, dude, like, what did I do? But yet, we get married and can lose half of all of our stuff just for marrying the wrong person and wanting a divorce. I'm getting into other stuff. I'm upset today. I'll shut up. Alright, that's just how I felt. I saw that when I was eating and it just ruined my dinner. I'll shut up.